Yay! We found a rupee! Woo! Remember, kids, every rupee counts. So everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Last time, I was barely able to defeat the imprisoned a second time. Today, plot is going to happen. Lots of plot. At this point, I am not too sure if there will be any actual gameplay whatsoever. But, hey, whatever. You gotta do what you gotta do. Alright. So this is the second Gate of Time. We have activated it. We got some Tetris blocks. Groose, you are still a joke. And nobody likes you. Seriously, those just look like Tetris blocks, even though there's no little L-shaped blocks that are like that. You know, just one small angle like that with no long side. What am I even talking about? I don't know. This looks really nice, too, I must say. And that just looks so incredibly nice and detailed. And there we go, we got a portal. Who knew the Gate of Time was one huge gear? There we go, we got the little three seals of Din, Faro, and Nehru. The Triforce in the middle. And there we go. Yeah, it's pretty great. Do not fear it. This is what we have waited for. At long last, the gate has been reactivated. Standing before you is a path that transcends the flow of time and is a portal to the past, to the very place where Zelda now waits. Go bravely, Link. If everything is as I suspect, the reunion with Zelda you fought so hard for lies beyond this gate. You know what this means, people? We've beaten the game! Well, actually, no, I kind of spoiled that countless times throughout this, so yeah, no. This is just gonna be a large plot development. Alright. Now, don't worry about me, I'm gonna hang back here, Link. Yeah, good, I wasn't gonna bring you along anyway, punk. Stone Monster doesn't know when to quit, and Granny here keeps yapping on and on about how we never know when it might bust free again. Someone's got to stick around and guard the place. Might as well be me. And what are you going to do, Groose? Just what are you going to do? You don't have a Master Sword. You will do nothing. You will get slaughtered by the imprisoned. Besides, if I'm not here, who's going to look out for the old girl? And you know what? No, I don't know what. Enlighten me, dumbass. Nah, forget about it. You're wasting my time. It's like my hatred for Groose has intensified over this LP. When you see Zelda, tell her I said, "What's up?" Unbeknownst to you, Link is mute! He cannot tell Zelda anything. Haha. That means he also can't tell her his feelings. Aw. Now I'm sad. Oh well, here we go. Into the Gate of Time. And we're treated to some more nice little effects. That really looks nice. That's all I can say. Just it looks nice. This really is one of the best looking Zelda games. Although, Twilight Princess will always have a special place in my heart, because it was just so dark and gritty. And here we are! Back in time! In the same exact place, okay.
Hey!
At last, I've been expecting you, Link. You are doubtless overwhelmed, so I will explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as the Sealed Temple somewhere in the future. Sometime in the future, rather. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here, the goddess Hylia has only just sealed away demise. And little time has passed since the goddess sent the outcropping of rock into the sky that will one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name. You have passed through the gate of time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend waits for you. Okay, now, with this, I'm just curious. Well, first and foremost, is that treasure chest over here? No, it is not. I'm just curious, like, can you... No, you can't exit to see what the place looks like. Okay, I figured as much. Let's just look around. You know, we still got the chair right there. You know, that looks like a magma hole. And nothing over there. Alright, so let's go right here. See, on one hand, I don't want to talk over any of this because this is like just some emotional stuff, but oh boy, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do what I gotta do. I mean, I could be silent, but yeah, that's I don't know. You know, doesn't really go with the whole LP thing. Right, you come so far, Link. I'm glad you made it. I mean, in an LP, you're providing commentary, so, you know, if I was being silent on this, that would just be, you know, one-way ticket to content ID matching. Oh, well. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to be all too real. I think it's time you learn the whole story. Let me try to explain. Alright, you know what? In respect of this cutscene, no jokes, just playing it straight. Straight commentary, all that jazz. Okay. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself by force. The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time, it came to be known as Skyloft. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess Hylia succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was in prison, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans and set them both into motion. First, she created Fee. She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For a while, the supreme power of the Triforce was created by gods. All of its power could never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now, haven't you, Link? You are the chosen hero. And I, Zelda, I am the goddess reborn as a mortal. The day of the ceremony, Girahim's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me to remember who I was and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. But even in his hideous state, he's more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him, at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best as I can. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that I created so long ago, and keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now that this is my purpose. Link, the goddess created Fi and the Great Blade. She's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Link. During your long journey, you've grown so much. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Now that these qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power the old gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. And you just gotta like the imagery right there. You know, Link was a knight in training at the Knight Academy, and now he's kneeling in front of the goddess. Okay. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Well, that just entirely derailed the mood. Okay, along your travels you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May it give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend and that within you dwells sacred power. It is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Link. Draw your sword. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the Master Sword has at last achieved its ultimate form. The sword is now imbued with the mythical power to drive back demons, and only Link may wield it. Link, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish Demise once and for all. The problem is among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. Which brings us back to you. To face Demise and give the land hope, the goddess Hylia needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Link. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself so that you could wield that supreme power. And so I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself head first into any danger, without even a moment's doubt. I used you. That is just some powerful stuff right there. Oh my god, okay. Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all of this, Link. But you have to understand this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. All that may be well-intentioned and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep for thousands of years. Link, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. While it's true that I am Hylia Reborn, I'm still my father's daughter and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a favor, sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all this is over, will you come to wake me up? I promise. I'm not even going to lie. The first time I saw this scene, I didn't cry, but I came damn near close. And there's only been a handful of games that have ever been able to affect me like that. Like the ending of Professor Layton and the Unwound Future. I mean, come on, you see the Professor breaking down like that when he's been such a strong character throughout the series. Like, it's just really powerful. Heavy Rain had that effect on me. The intro to The Last of Us, just to name a few. Surprisingly, Ares' death in Final Fantasy VII didn't really affect me that much. Mostly because I was in denial for a majority of that. But I didn't have too much experience with, characters getting killed off in a video game at that point in my life. So, yeah, that's sort of why. But that right there, I wasn't even expecting that when I first saw it. I was just like, oh, wow. Really? Link endured all of that just to find out that the goddess pretty much used his best friend as a pawn to just get his spirit and to help her drive back the demon. And then he finally catches up to her just to be, snatched away from her just like that. It's messed up. It's messed up. And the facial expressions and all that. Oh man. Okay. Alright. Whew! Let's talk to Impa. I see you've said goodbye. Now you must keep the promise you made to her. You must find the Triforce. Return to your time. There is work to be done there. Do not fear for Zelda. I will watch over her here. Go now and fulfill your destiny. Alright, so nothing left to do but go back to our normal time. So you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in a sleep without end, but do not despair, for she is still alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is the one thing with the power to vanquish Demise, and is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know of where it rests. All other clues to its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. Link, you have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. The key to fighting the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go now, Link. Find the Triforce. Whoa there, hold up. And here comes Groose to ruin the frickin' move. Link, there's something I gotta tell you. So, Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? You know what? Let's just be honest. Actually, that's terrible. It's got to be so hard for the poor girl. But you're going to do something about this mess, right? Link, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny. Oh, don't look so bummed out. Do I look sad? Nah, I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know how to explain it. I got this feeling in my belly that there's work to do here. Someone's got to watch that big, ugly monster, and someone's got to make sure Granny's doing alright. It ain't as action-packed as what you're doing, but maybe this is my destiny. Nah, I mean. Besides, it's not so bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess, but don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? That's not weird to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into one beast of a tree in soil like this, and brighten this place up a little too. Okay, I'm gonna come clean. I haven't actually beaten this game on my main file yet, but I am close. I know I am. It's just, with every Legend of Zelda game, it's like, right when I'm about to reach, like, the ending, I just stop playing. Like, it happened with Wind Waker, Twilight Princess. Like, I get so close to beating it, and I just stop. So I don't know if anything came from this yet, but I think this might be like a little precursor to the whole Deku Tree thing that shows up in every, like, well, in a lot of Zelda games, but okay, whatever. That's just my hypothesis, as I have yet to actually beat this game yet, which is a shame. Right. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. So, yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, do me a favor and let people know I'm doing okay down here. Colin and Stritch might get a little emotional since they look up to me, but you tell them I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Link. And yeah, I guess that's going to be all for me from today. Oh, Link's Awakening. That was probably the one Zelda game that I didn't, you know, just stop playing for an extended amount of time, close to the end. I was just hooked on Link's Awakening when I first started playing it. And yeah, I just got it on my 3DS. I never had it for the Game Boy Color, or original Game Boy. I never played it then. But yeah, I could not put that game down. And that was another one that affected me emotionally too. Like, didn't cry, but just, like, you know, it really hit. It really hit. The ending of that game is just, wow. Man, that game is sad. But alright, we will go back to Skyloft and find, well, get started on our quest for the Triforce next time. So, thank you all for watching. Have a great day. Goodbye.